All right, now some of our essential bar equipment. Start off first with our bar mat. So bar mat's great for making our drinks on. If we have any spilling, it goes straight into the mat. You can also look at the end of the night, maybe pouring it into a shot, serve it up to somebody. You pay them $5 out of your tip jar in order to have them drink what's in the mat. We also end up having that shot glass. So shot glass, a 1 ounce shot glass. Clear, customers can see exactly how much you're pouring, get to know how to use your shot glass, and if this is all you have, you can do a 1/2 ounce, you can do a 1/4 ounce, you can do 2/3 of an ounce very easily with just this one tool, no lines on your shot glass at all. You may have jiggers, so some people like to use jiggers because it's nice and easy. 1/2 ounce in that end, 1 ounce in the top side on this one here. So sometimes you will find lines inside your glass or inside your jigger in order to help with pouring each of those at different amounts. 2 ounce shot glasses, you see a line on there. These are not great for making cocktails because it is very imprecise. So stick with your 1 ounce shot glass. That's the easiest way, and it is faster than constantly having to deal with different levels on your jiggers. We also end up having speed spouts. So speed spouts will be on our bottles, so on our spirits. What we're gonna do with that speed spout when it's pressed into the top of the bottle, so our speed spout ends up having a straw coming out the top. This is our air, or this is a tube for our air to go into the bottle as our liquid is coming out. Our spout should always be pointed down. If we try using our spout upside down, it's not going to flow so well. So make sure that that spout ends up being curved down as you're using it. I pressed it back onto the top of the bottle, and that air tube allows air to go in as our liquid is coming out. So as we're pouring, this is water that we're using for practice. So as the liquid is coming out, we can then go and plug off our air hole in order to actually have some control over that flow. Speed spouts. We also end up having, where we have the metal ones. These are $1 to $2 a piece. We also have plastic ones. So a few dollars less. They also end up having that air hole in the top. They work the exact same way. So we can turn that flow off nice and easy. You also find some at the dollar store for a whole lot cheaper, and they're not great. So spend a few dollars on your speed spouts. It's worth it. Now we have 5 basic pieces of equipment that we're going to use for mixing our cocktails. Our mixing glass, shaker tin, a spoon, well, a bar spoon at that, a hawthorn strainer, and a muddler. Starting with our mixing glass, this is what we're going to use in order to make all of our shaken or stirred cocktails, because you and I can see what goes into this glass. You've probably seen bartenders mix cocktails in a shaker tin. You can't see in here, I can't see in here either. So we're going to use a shaker tin just for shaking. That's it. Shaker tin only ends up coming up when we're actually going to shake that cocktail. When it's not needed, we can put that away. Think of it almost like a spoon. So when we're going to stir or strain a cocktail, we're going to use a spoon. We're also going to use that spoon for measuring out small quantities of something. Maybe we're making a dirty martini. A spoonful of olive brine, maybe a couple of spoonfuls for somebody that likes it extra dirty. So our spoon for stirring and measuring small quantities. When we're done shaking or straining a cocktail, shaking or stirring a cocktail, what we want to do is make sure we use a hawthorn strainer. This hawthorn strainer ends up having a spring on it, which ends up adjusting perfectly to the top of a mixing glass or to the top of your shaker tin. So when you're done with your stirring, done with your straining, make sure you pop your strainer on top, spring side down. Finally, that muddler, we're going to use our muddler in order to release some juices, release oils from the rinds of something like our citrus. If we're making a mojito, we want to toss in our lime, crush that in order to release a bunch of those juices, add in our mint, and we can get some light crushing afterwards in order to release a lot of that great mintiness. Muddlers, essential as well. 5 essential pieces of bar equipment. We have a couple of final pieces of equipment that we need to consider. So everything ends up being related to cleanliness. Customers appreciate cleanliness. I appreciate cleanliness. Everybody appreciates cleanliness. In order to keep things clean, we need some bar rags, nice clean bar rags, which you should be getting at the beginning of your shift. So make sure you've got a stack of them in behind the bar in order to keep your bar top nice and clean every time. So we also end up having glassware. Obviously, we're going to be using clean glassware. We're going to have probably short glasses, and we'll have tall glasses. So short glasses for making any of our highballs, long, tall glasses for any of our long drinks. When we're making any of these drinks, we're not going to take these glasses and put them directly into our ice. We want to keep these drinks nice and clean. So that's where we're going to use an ice scoop. So ice scoop, in order to keep your hands out of the ice, we have a handle there for your hand. So we will make sure that we end up going and filling our glasses to the top with ice, never taking that glass and dipping it into the ice, just in case we end up breaking our glass. That broken glass looks a whole lot like the color of the ice, and you can't see if it's in a drink or not. So nice clean glasses. We also want to finish things off with a pop gun. So behind most bars, you will find a pop gun, which ends up having your different sodas on it. You'll have usually a cola, maybe a ginger ale, tonic water, soda water, a lighter pop like 7-Up or Sprite. Nice easy mixes for making any of our highballs, which we would usually make in a short glass. So there we have it. Our basic bartending equipment, we're ready to start making some cocktails.